Hey collective, we are diving into the TV tarot. The Finding Nemo card in this deck is the Hermit, and the movie Harriet is the Hanged Man. So we have a very interesting story playing out here, and we have the Rider-Waite in the middle. I am a clairvoyant intuitive reader using my own TV tarot decks. The movies in the decks are major arcanas, and all of the TV shows that show up across the channel are just standard court cards or other cards in the deck. So let us begin. We've said finally free, but dun dun dun, something has got us in stasis. Something has got us in hangman position. And on this card it says be free or die. If you've seen the Harriet movie, which is absolutely sensational, we're talking about someone clear-sighted. We're talking about someone who has foresight, clairvoyance, vision, prophecy, someone escaping a slave trade. Now, we're really talking about slavery of all kind. Because I frequently go over to hermitology.me, link in the description underneath press, and you'll see all of my infographic guidebooks on are you a slave or a master? And I go in, are you a slave or a master to debt? Are you a slave or a master to the algorithm? Are you a slave or a master to the data? Yeah? Are you a slave or a master in your reality? We go there. This is really, really important today for someone because somebody has just got free. But in the movie, when Harriet gets freed, gets to change her name, gets a new life, guess what she still does? She goes back to save the others. I'm connecting with somebody who has freed themselves from a slave mindset, a lack of money, a lack of growth, a lack of independence. How do you think Nemo felt when he came home and the movie was over? He got to travel the world, see beyond the ocean, experience life in a way he never had before. Then he has to go back to his little rock pool and that little piece of the ocean he had. He wants more. Anyone would want more. Imagine you quit your job or you leave your job for a sabbatical. You leave your job for a month, 2 weeks, 2 months to go on holiday. You have a gap year. What happens when you come back? What happens when you come back down to earth? We've just come out of January blues. And there's been a lot of conversation in the January window of depression and sadness and really wanting more in life, but not having it, not feeling too great about life, feeling really low and depressive and stuck in a rut and not being able to be motivated and to move again. And it really brought up all of these questions about us going out into the world and seeking something better, but for a temporary fix. In 2016, I decided to quit my full-time job in early years as a childcare worker. I was sick and tired of working standard hours for a standard salary and only getting a certain amount of annual leave or term time and living for the weekend and living for a schedule that was a limited, rigid, paid leave here, unpaid leave here, bank holidays. I'm living for the bank holidays. That's an extra day every few months or now and then throughout the year that gives me a little more time off to do what? Live my life. Not the life of the institution, not the life of the government, my life. To even consider having a life outside of the 9 to 5 standard conformist institutional governmental way of living was absurd in 2016. Social media wasn't really booming yet. No one was really online making buckets and buckets of money as social media influencers. TikTok wasn't a thing then, like it isn't blowing like it is now. Twitch, streaming, YouTubers now that are booming and living off YouTube, that wasn't a thing yet. The tides changed over the last decade to make this a possibility. So many people have opportunity now, but then I already started to set sail and consider what I wanted my life to be. I was saving all my annual leave to go to Jamaica, to go to the Caribbean. I was taking extended leave to go on holiday. I wanted more. And every time I came back from holiday, I would crash. And I would be depressive. And I would have to go back to work, to a normal life, to a 9 to 5 that I didn't want. On top of a range of other things in my personal life and my own mood and emotion, I said, I've got to leave this life. I've got to find another way. I want a holiday every day. I want to go to Jamaica and the Caribbean and anywhere around the world whenever I want to at the drop of a hat. I want to work freely. I want to have passive income, money coming in all the time. I don't want to worry about my schedule. I'm not living for the bank holidays. I deserve more. And it was the holidays, the new experiences, the Friday night parties, the Saturday brunches, the Sunday strolls that really made me look at my Monday to Friday 9 to 5 life and say, I deserve more. And I'm connecting with someone who needed to hear that story, who would resonate with that. Share more in the comments. Because in the past, Ace of Pentacles, you had a new beginning. You had more money, potentially, than you do now. Or a bigger dream, a bigger money dream. An option, an alternative, a different way to go, to ascend, to evolve, to become, to be. You was birthing something new in the past. In the now moment, it looks a lot smaller than it did when you first dreamt it up. Now you're the Knight of Pentacles and you're slowly moving forward with that. In the future, however, Six of Swords, we're talking about you getting right in the mental about why you've done this. Why have you done this? There's windows of time in Harriet where she gets taken over by clairvoyance and vision and vertigo and consciousness. And we could say it's a little bit of psychosis and the mind's going everywhere. And she gets a vision. And every time she gets a vision in the movie guides her where to go next and lets her know that someone's coming, lets her know if she goes that way, she's going to get attacked. The vision guides her forward. She's saved through her mind's eye. Her third eye is activated. I'm connecting with someone who must trust their third eye and move forward. And I'm being told to tell you, do not look back. Do not go back. They're giving me, don't look back or you turn to stone. They're giving me Sodom and Gomorrah story. Yeah? The Sodom and Gomorrah story, Sodom and Gomorrah, if I'm saying it right, is a really powerful story that got me through a lot of obstacles in life. Because the situation was, or in my mind's eye, the situation is, or the situation was for you, because I'm getting a past tense energy. Anytime you go into this environment and you act like the light that you are and you give graciously, you're open, you're honest, you're integritous, you're light, you're morally just, you're right in all you do, you listen to the Most High, you're the earth angel in the environment. You've been asked to show up and give your light, or you intuitively feel guided to show up and offer, make an offering, help, support, give. Every time you do that, if you are beaten, black and blue, energetically, psychologically, spiritually, as a result of it, Sodom and Gomorrah. Move along. Leave and never come back to this place, for it will fall. And that is the right mentality to have. Because We have to get to a place in spirituality, and as leaders, light workers, gurus, star seeds, activators, we activate others, we guide others, we read tarot for each other, we're managers, leaders, confidants, supports for others, priests, pastors, gurus, whatever we do. So many of us are doers, we're giving to the collective. Social media influencers, you have your own following, yeah? Someone here is breaking trail and saving other people as you do. But you have to be able to go, if there is one good person here, we will save this land, we will save this village, we will save this community. But if everybody in here is dark and sin, they shall fall. Simple as that. And that's just your conscious awareness. We're not doing anything to them. We're not activating order. We are not God. We're not doing magic and witchcraft of anything, of any kind. We only protect our own energy, keep ourselves safe, and listen to the Lord. The dark magic is coming off the dark. A lot of people who are scared of dark magic and dark energy and dark entities are so wrapped in it that they're mirroring and projecting outwards their own insecurity. Because a lot of people that were against me for tarot, against me and my belief systems as a shaman, as a medium, as a clairvoyant, for all the things I do, they tarnish me with the dark brush, like I'm someone dark. But they don't go to church and they don't own a Bible. There's no me acting bossy or bigging myself up, but I read scripture, I read the Bible, more so I read the Bhagavad Gita now than anything else. But I read the Bible and I embrace light, and that's my priority and focus. And I give love and light off to the universe. The cat is very grouchy today and has been grouchy since last night. So if you can hear her, I can only apologise. She is literally underneath me having a tantrum. And it's late in the evening and she doesn't like my new schedule and she's very annoyed with it. So I'll just put that out there. We may need to stop and kind of settle her and put her somewhere where she can rest. But she just feels like she needs to be on top of me all the time. And she had a tantrum most of last night because she couldn't stay in the bed with me. And I refused to let her. So that's a bit of an overshare, but she is literally underneath me growling now. And it's a tantrum growl, like she's absolutely irritated. You know, and she's the younger one, so she's having a tough time. So with that in mind, you have to keep moving forward. Beyond the narrative that you have been taught and told, beyond the old life that used to keep you comfortable, there is more for you now. You have reached freedom. You get a new name, you get a new life, you get to start again. It's a beautiful window of time for you, okay? And a lot of earth angels, at this point in their life, in the interference position, we've got 2 of Wands, is the biggest obstacle. Because in the interference position, it's saying the only thing that's really going to interfere with this new life for you is your inability to stick with your decision. The decision to move forward with your passion and your dream. Because look at the wand behind you. That's the dream and passion you had when you were still with the others. That's the dream and passion that everyone else holds. I'm talking from experience when I say this as well. The life I left behind, the people that I left behind, on a real level of honesty, didn't really give a fuck about me to the degree at which I would need them to feel like I'm flourishing in my life. Yeah? I can flourish on my own independently. I don't need a prop or a support troop. But I definitely don't need the opposing construct to that, which is low vibrational takers and disrespect, disregard, discrediting. What is the word I'm looking for when somebody tears down your reality, gaslights you, makes you feel like you're not enough, encroaches on your reality and dreams, steals from you, blocks your light. It gives you imposter syndrome, because around them you could never possibly be that thing you want to be so bad. Laugh in your face, mock you, talk about you behind your back, gossip about you. We get raised in communities, social groups, family, friends, colleagues, networks, everyone around us. We get taught from a very young age that this is normal, because you just grow with what you've got. You settle for what you've got. The way you've been taught by your parents and family, you just deal with it. But that doesn't make it okay. When Harriet went back to go and get her sister, she nearly got caught. And she's fighting with her sister saying, "You're a slave and I'm free now. Come on, let's go. Get your kids, all of us, let's go. I can save you. You can be free now." Don't want to be free. They don't know free. I don't understand free. I'm safe here. The master's nice to me now. Yeah? Everyone has a different mission and destiny. So if you keep looking at these people, someone could have a sister specifically, I get. You keep looking back at your sister like, no, I've got to go back and collect her. No, I've got to go back and get my sister. Your sister needs to learn to show up for herself, because I didn't see your sister in the Two of Wands. Can you see your sister in the Two of Wands? I see your sister's passion behind you, but I don't see a sister. So when your sister can show up for herself, you'll see her. And what I learned more than anything else, that everybody has their own ancestral curse to break. For a long time, I believed that there was one ancestral curse in a lineage, and it would take one person in the family to break that and set everyone free. That's not true. We all come here uniquely, and we all have a different perspective and scope on reality. Every single person on this planet has their own righteous path and their need to break their ancestral curse. My siblings have their own. My mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, we're all from the same family, but we all have our own curse. We can inspire, motivate, awaken others to the curses that we have. We see someone else get liberated, and that saves us. For example, I've been speaking quite a lot about Adele over here, because I saw her with her gun fingers at the airport in one of the photos going viral on social media, which made me laugh, because she's a girl from Tottenham and she's just really down to earth, but she's also Adele. So when we look at certain people like Adele, who is from the ends, who is really, really successful and done amazing things in her life, she broke ancestral curses for the London community and the stereotype of what a Londoner can do. Stormzy, ancestral curses. He highlighted what it means to come from grime and rapping in the hood. Yeah? Postcode wars, knife crime, broke the curse. We've all still got our own curse to break. He didn't free everyone. Knife crime's not ended, but he did show people there is a way out. Yeah? Could say the same for Skepta. We can say the same for Lily Allen, you know? We can argue back and forth about Lily Allen and the privilege that she had, blah, 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 her dad's this person, da, 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 da. But then also Alfie Allen, who is featured in a really good TV series called Girl Taken quite recently, which I just watched. And the fact that's Alfie Allen, Lily Allen's little brother, when she sings about Alfie in her earliest album, it's just so kind of goofy and funny and laughable that's Alfie now. He's grown up, he's a grown adult, and actually he's amazing in Game of Thrones. Do you get what I mean? Ancestral curses broken, because they're out there living. And these are really grandiose examples, because we're talking about celebritism and stardom as the way out, which isn't necessarily the case. But how else would I give you an example? I don't know the people that you know. Yeah? I don't know your mum, your brother, your sister, your uncle or auntie or any one of them who liberated themselves. Who have you got in your lineage that shows you the way? I have family and friends, or had family and friends that I was close to at the time, that done amazing things in their life and opened doors for themselves, making me realise, wow, if you open that door, I can open that door too. That's the way to win in life as well. It's not going, you open that door, can I come through with you? Because that's how a lot of people eat and survive in life. And that's how Sodom and Gomorrah grow. Now, where do Sodom and Gomorrah communities come from? People that open doors and bring a truckload of people in who have not once earned that rite of passage, which is awful and sad to say, but some people have access to means and money and wealth and abundance. And I'm not talking Nepo, because if that's your child and if that's someone in your lineage and if that's family and friends, fair enough. But sometimes, I guess I can use influencer communities, for example. We can go to the noughties and the 90s where all these cliques and community groups and everyone formed and it was a big party and a big circus. Look at all the problems we have now with the Epstein files. Look at the issues with Jimmy Savile. Look at the stories around Ellen DeGeneres. Look at any kind of corruption. Look at the Diddy freak parties. Look at all of these people in the public eye and what happens when everyone just comes together and it turns into a frothing boiling pot that lacks integrities and morals and respect for humanity and human flourishing and the difference between right and wrong. Whereas unique individuals who are literally really stand up and light positive characters would never get caught up in that. And loads of institutions have been falling for some time now because of this shit. I mean, Donald Trump was practically best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Yet he seems to be staying well out of the Epstein file press since the files have dropped months after they were meant to be released. After the FBI held them back for a lengthy window of time. Then he's meeting with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj is singing people's name in the press. Singing sex trafficking and child abuse in the press. When Donald Trump is incredibly close to Jeffrey Epstein and has been associated with the files from the very jump. And her husband and her brother are both convicted sex offenders. So where she is going with the narratives that she is indeed spinning about the Epstein files and those that are in it is absolutely beyond me. And we'll be honest, she's talking about Jay-Z, let's cut to the point. She's singing negative songs about Jay-Z, or just, should I say, narratives, because she's not actually got a song. She's actually refused to do the album, and she's now renegotiating her contract before she releases anything. Blah, 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 Nicki. That's all we hear from you, blah, 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 because you've been singing this same tune for far too long now. You've been crying over Tidal as well, Nicki, but I don't see you drawing up legal proceedings as of yet, because supposedly you didn't even sign a contract. So bring it to the legal or shut up. And even more irritatingly so, you're out here holding hands with Trumpity Dump, yeah? And I don't mind Trump, so Trumpity Dump's not even an insult. That's more of a pet name. But the truth of the matter is, and now you've got me ranting, because this is a great example of the mess that society is in and the Sodom and Gomorrah narrative that seems to be spreading across the globe. How you got time to hold hands with Trump while still sitting on Jay-Z, starting on Jay-Z, and then going home to your convicted sex offender husband and paying for the legal of your sex offender convicted brother. Hypocrite a talk. Allow them, let them sit and talk. Lord have mercy. I've never seen anything so ridiculous. Okay? So I'm connecting with someone who hopefully relates to that story. Because it's a mess to me. An absolute mess to me. And whatever it is for you guys, it's a mess for you. You don't need to be near that. It's messy. And I'm so sorry. Here's the point that's coming forward with this narrative, more than anything else, is if you really cared about the safety of children and the Epstein files, you would have checked your husband, you would have checked your brother, and you would have checked Trump. You didn't do any of those things, which suggests you're full of cap. So I'm connecting with somebody who has a cap artist in their network, in their surrounding environment. And what I've noticed is everyone benefits from spinning and skewing the narrative to suit them. Everyone's got their own agenda. This is propaganda. What Nikki doesn't know she's doing, and this is a great technique from the Satanist cult community, is they show up and act like they hate this or hate that. There's a special psychological term for it as well. It's a well-recognized approach used by the Satanist. And it's, we despise this. These people are the worst. We would never advocate for this. These people must die. But one lays beside me in bed and the other one I pay for their legal fees when they do these crimes. Don't make a lick of blood clot sense. You're not genuine. Because you can never come for Jay-Z whilst holding hands with Trump. You could never. Because I didn't see Jay-Z in photos with Jeffrey. The fact that I've even just called him Jeffrey is ew. But Trump definitely called him Jeffrey. What's going on, my homie, my bestie Weinstein? They were best friends. So, Nikki, you best retract your statement or retract your lace wig and test your brain and synapses, because they're clearly firing in the wrong direction. Hypocritical neurotransmitters. And I'm so sorry that this reading turned into a diss track for Nicki Minaj, because that wasn't the plan. But some of you have got Nicki Minaj's in the nest. Some of you have got Nicki Minaj energies as your sister. And Nicki Minaj is already selling, what I see it as is, in the now moment, Nicki Minaj is selling her soul to Trump, because she's broke. Because she hasn't dropped an album. And she is indeed the strawberry shortcake she most feared to become. She's mad at Jay-Z about that. And now she's shooting her shot. And the thing is, we can have a full-blown conversation about Jay-Z and analyse his whole blood clot life if there is evidence that is found. And if he is ever found guilty of any crime. But until that day, we will refrain from comment. And actually, we do have guilty parties already over here with Nicki Minaj. I can't get off this subject now because I'm heated. So help me understand who in your network and in your community is playing you for a punk, playing you down, acting like you're the problem, but they're the corrupt one. They're the liar. They need the money. Nicki Minaj has gone to the UN. She ain't got UN brain capability. Talking about Christianity in Nigeria. She ain't got the brain capacity to talk about any of that. She got fed that for a price from her bestie Trump. And Trump needed her. That's propaganda. That's alignment. That's a job. She got paid to do a job because she's broke. And because Jay-Z's not paying her. She went over to Trump, who she was only bitching and cussing about a few years before. The fact that she could even speak on sex trafficking and child abuse laid up with her dirty husband and brother, I'm shocked. So we're checking Nicki Minaj today as a symbolic sign that you need to check someone in your circle or in your network. I feel like you've moved away from them, but no, someone's got a sister that needs to be checked. Yeah? Because someone is moving on their own. Go your own way, innit? Go your own way. Live your life. It's someone looking back like, should I help? Should I save? Should I do? This person needs to show up for themselves. You are the emperor. That is your vibration and frequency right now, the emperor. You're in your power seat. You're facing this head on. You are aware of who you are. I like the emperor facing forward, just like Harriet. You see clearly who you are and what you're doing. You don't need to give time, money, effort, or energy to anyone else. Everyone needs to find their own way. And at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj is a household name in her own right. So she can speak, sing, and do whatever she wants to do. But it's our job as the viewer. It's our job as the witness to decide whether or not that is light or dark, true or not, yin or yang, yeah? Sodom or Gomorrah or not. Is there anyone good here? No. Sorry, but Nicki Minaj has not got a leg to stand on when her husband is who her husband is and her brother is who her brother is. And she supports them out, rightly. Whilst Jay-Z hasn't got a dirty record at all. Oh, he's rich and powerful so he can clean it. Okay, well, more than enough people seem to be making him incredibly unclean, yet nothing seems to be sticking. So let's keep looking then. When is this going to end? Trump is all over the press, thousands of photos with his bestie. It don't make sense. And no one seemed to find nothing on Trump in those files. No emails to and from Trump. Kash Patel had that document for a very long time. Kash Patel said, I haven't got through the document yet, so I can't release it. What do you think Kash Patel was doing with that document the whole time he had it? And the whole team? President of the United States. All up in that file. He can delete everything he needs to whenever he wants to. I haven't heard anyone say anything about Trump in that file. But Prince Andrew's everywhere. Interesting who they left in the file when they pulled out. Very interesting. The satanic order is incredibly high. I can't believe that this reading has just gone here as well. If you lot don't know about this, then I'm awakening you to stuff that's completely relevant, because now I want to go on a rant about Erica Trump. Did we see Erica Trump after Charlie Kirk's death? I mean, Erica Trump. Now I'm calling her Erica Trump. What is Erica Trump? I just called Erica Kirk Erica Trump. That's probably what her name should be. And now we're in a conspiracy reading. Because in my opinion, she ain't nothing but Trump's side piece. Trump is low-key a handler. This has all been planned. And this should be a conversation for Hermitology Tales. Head over to that channel, linked at the top of this channel's page, and go and see what else I talk about on podcasts. And it isn't conspiracy, it's evolving realities. Hidden. Consciousness. Propaganda shaded in darkness. Shrouded in classified. Cracks in the infrastructure of dark demonic plans. Truth that's been misted. The lights that have been turned off. So I'm connecting with someone who's chose to go the right way. You chose to go the right way for the right reasons. You can't carry other people in their passion. Some of you, this is a cousin. Some of you, this is a brother. Some of you, this is people in prison. Some of you, this is someone doing illegal stuff. Some of you, this is illegal immigrants. Yeah? You know a whole load of immigrants. You know a whole load of illegal. Yeah? You're really close to an illegal. A lot of issues about what can happen to you if you are concealing an illegal. And I say that thinking about illegal immigrants, but actually illegal of any kind. Illegal of associating with any kind of illegal activity, illegal association, it will spiral into a really bad outcome for you. Especially anyone who really resonates with this reading. That's what I'm getting. Because God has set you free and given you the light. You wanted a new beginning. You were asked to leave and go somewhere greater than where you came from. Yeah? Leave this place and never come back. Yeah? And your life is better for it. And there's someone you look back at like, damn, maybe I should go back and get them. Maybe I can help them out. Maybe they can come and live with me. You have to keep going. I do see your greatest asset is the Knight of Wands. Whoever is meant to come with you, they will find you and they will do the work and they will free themselves. Yeah? This is the last vision I'm getting and I'm going to leave you with it. I'm so sorry this reading took a turn with the Nicki Minaj dramas, right? If that resonated, hit like and subscribe, share more in the comments because I couldn't get it out of my head. I had to get it out of my system. Yeah? I am neurodiverse, so once I get a thread or a narrative, I'm just going to run it red, you know? So, Knight of Wands, the energy and the vision I'm getting is you can't leave prison after completing your sentence and then pull back up to prison and break your best inmate out. Yeah? So imagine you had a 6-month sentence for petty crime. Someone else has got a 16-year sentence, a 6-year sentence. They're in for life. So that's not on you. Everyone gets sentenced in their own unique way. Earth is nothing but a prison realm on the worst day. And I know I probably shouldn't say that, but I've been saying that a long time. Earth is nothing but a prison realm. Yeah? Bit glum and depressive to look at because Earth is such a beautiful place, okay? But when we're in shadow and we're going through hell and we're feeling trapped, and actually some people who have actually been to prison, my dad who is very prison savvy, yeah, he's passed on now, but well experienced in life inside, he felt like life outside was harder for him because he spent so much time inside. It was harder for him to be independent and function outside. So many prisoners go back in because it's hard out here. Yeah? To stabilize, have a normal life, and to not be tarnished by the brush of your crimes. You can't get a job when you're a convicted criminal. You don't have much to do. You don't have the network and support system. You don't have the structure that prison provides. The simple wake up, lights on, lights off, doors open, doors closed, food, lunch, dinner, routine. You come out and you're just around, just living in the ghetto in some random place with a little bit of money that the government gives you, and you're just expected to know how to survive and cope and keep going after whatever you've been through. It's a culture shock. It's a change in reality. If you haven't got the loved ones, family, friends, support system or know-how, you'll crumble again and again. And if you're prone to crime, you'll go back to crime. So someone's being encouraged not to go back to crime. If your sister's a criminal and into crime, if your ex is related to crime, yeah? Like I feel like I'm connecting with a masculine, but I can be wrong, yeah? But it's masculine energy coming through, and then it gives me a feminine that you keep looking back at. But this feminine's attached to crime. Or the other way round. It's like somebody doesn't know how to get... It could be a masculine, but in really feminine energy. So a really immature masculine who don't know nothing but crime. Brother or sister, either or. Someone is tethered to a life of imprisonment and has a prison mindset, a lack mindset, doesn't know anything else, yeah? This could be someone's child as well. You could have a daughter or a son who is so wrapped up in that kind of road life carrying knives, gun crime, unhealthy lifestyle, and you can't really help them or do anything for them. Their mind frame doesn't change. Keeps getting arrested, keeps getting into fights, always drunk. Like, it could be related to addiction, drugs, drink. Either way, there's some kind of layering here of imprisonment. Someone being imprisoned by their mind frame. This could be psychosis. Yeah, this could be a psychotic break. This could be someone with bipolar. This could be someone who's ill all the time. This also gives me the example of Kanye. Don't we all love Kanye? Don't we all want Kanye to be saved? Don't we all want Kanye to be healthy again? He's not. And it's scary and it's devastating, and we all can pray and hope that nothing bad happens to him and that he does find the light and heal and he can get a good therapist or get the help he needs. But it's sad to know that since the time he's kind of left Kim and had his first kind of bipolar break, that he hasn't been able to really recover since, and he's just been spiraling and doing a lot of fucked up shit towards other people and saying really fucked up stuff. And none of us are immune from spiraling and screaming out for help and having bad days and good days, but we do have to find equilibrium and balance and try to heal, or we have to go it alone. We can't save everyone, you know? And that's the thing. If you're free, you need to be free now. And you need to go forth and prosper and be free. You can't save anyone. Because the moment you step back into this arena, you're at risk. I see someone who could potentially go to jail if they step back in over here. All it takes for you is to pull up to this house, pull up to this address, pull up and meet this person, and suddenly you're caught in a sting operation that you didn't know you was part of, and you're not even guilty, you've not done anything wrong. This person, you said, let's meet up. Yeah, let's meet up. And they're like, I'll pick you up. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Meet me at the end of the road. You pull up, get in the car, and suddenly 2 seconds later down the road, SWAT team or police all pull up. Now there's bricks in the car, boots full of drugs, firearms underneath the seat, and you're in the car. You're going to jail. Unless that person says, no, they're all mine, just pick them up, they're innocent. You're going to jail. Or you can move in and live with me, it's absolutely fine, but this person sells drugs. And they leave drugs around the house in different rooms, and you might not even know it. They're just sneaking bags of drugs or firearms under the sofa or here or there. House gets raided. Well, there's a firearm in the front room. Who does that belong to? Nobody knows. Well, it looks like both of you are going to jail then. Unless that person, again, says, it was me, I put the gun there. Then they're guilty. And that's when the law gets brought involved. And if they were willing to take the rap for themselves, they would have kept the drugs or the firearms or the weapon, whatever it is, with them on their person or close to where they are. For them to stash it anywhere around the house that isn't totally their domain means that they are happy to make somebody else complicit in the crime, to sway them from being the guilty party, which means they are willing for you to take the heat off of them. Yeah? So I'm talking to someone who wants the heat taken off of them. Nicki Minaj is running up her blood clot mouth because she wants the heat taken off of her and her husband and her brother. If she had any lick of sense, she would shut the fuck up. Because you should be getting drilled about your fucking husband. And your dirty stinking brother that you paid for. I have a Woosah. If you go to hermitology.me, you will see how much I fight against sex trafficking and a lot of things I'm working on in technology. So I am very, very sensitive to stuff like this because for many, many years I have been a childcare worker and studied childcare and development. Since I left the school system at the age of 16, I started studying to be a childcare worker. I've changed my career entirely now, but that's the roots of who I am and where I come from. And what's made me evolve is my care for the inner child healing, for children to flourish, for adults to have the ability to truly care for children in the right way and for children to be safe and protected. I used to be a childcare protection and safeguarding officer, right? So it's a lot for me. And not only that, I love Jay-Z and I love Nicki Minaj to pieces. As artists, I have a lot of love for both of them. I think they're very influential. And as a black woman who is also mixed, who loves music and artistry, I have a lot of love and respect and admiration for what they have done for the culture and the community. So it hurts me to see this going on in the media, and breaks my spirit down. Because in a world that I would like to be in, I would like to see both of them working together to improve community and to improve black culture, yeah? And I have actually 2 publications out, 2 prospectuses, one called The Blueprint and one called The Pink Print. And that's just my own shit that wasn't tethered to any of them. But I am conscious enough to go, Jay-Z came out with The Blueprint in music and Nicki came out with The Pink Print in music. I understand the blueprint of life and I love the pink print in line with my business and branding, really related to female empowerment and a hermitology that turned into her tech and improving quality of technology and women specifically in STEM, females in science, engineering, mathematics and technology, really opening up the doorways for us women to have a better chance to evolve and compete in a male-dominated field. So to see 2 key players from hip-hop go at it, and not through diss track, but through reputation and business and branding and marketing teardowns, and it's just devastating. It's the last thing I would ever want to see. And we all get dragged in with our own unique opinions, and that's what's happened to me today. And what may be happening to you in the group that you're in because you walked away. Who are you in the story? Are you the Jay-Z in the story? Are you the Nicki Minaj in the story? Yeah? Who is this person we're speaking on? Your cousin, your sister, your brother, your mother, your family, your friend, your Cody, your ride or die, your ex-business partner, someone here. Someone's got to get left in the dust for your liberation to actually be liberatory. Yeah? Mayhem, this reading was. Absolute mayhem. So if you understood it and it resonated with you, please do hit the like and let me know. But also do go and find out what happened in the last Zodiac reading I had for you, because we do Zodiac reads here during the week. And on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we drop a TV tarot like this. So do go forth and prosper, explore the channel, explore the platform, explore all of my other channels, and explore my website to see really what I do. And I'll be back soon with more. Love and light.